Speaking of delight, segment 2.
We're just going to do that from now on.
Every segment.
Okay.
All right, we're going to start off with what every team wants for Christmas.
Okay.
Dave, you start.
I'll start. I'm going to start with Brisbane. No hangover from winning the comp and more consistency from the plumber.
Yeah, okay.
That's my first. Are you going to add in? Or?
Oh, no, I think that they just got to avoid the they need Barocca. That's what they need for Christmas because they're going to have to avoid the hangover.
Righto. Canberra to find a halfback.
Yeah, they need one. I don't think they've found one.
The Dogs to find their pack and Haywood to find his way at hooker.
I saw their starting 17 printed in the paper today, and I'm not impressed. I'm not
either.
So I don't. They've got Jaden Salmon at lock. They've got Bailey at hooker. I think they will be again. I just don't. I'm not concerned with them being a threat this year. I think they need to find. They need to find a 9. That's what they need for Christmas.
Yeah.
I hope that. I hope I'm wrong because I really like this. Bailey seems he can be a really good footy player, but I just think that he's been the jack of all trades and it's not working out.
Sharks to find a halves pairing that'll fire.
No, the Sharks just need. They've got a halves pairing that can fire. They just need a fire in the big games.
The Dolphins to have less injuries.
Yeah, that's it.
The Titans to improve their roster.
Oh, the Titans just need to improve in general. Yeah.
I've got Manly here to overcome the loss of DCE, but Jesus, they're falling apart at the seams, that team.
Mate, Manly need to find for Christmas a way to avoid the wooden spoon.
The Storm to improve their edge defence and their outside backs.
Yeah, I think the Storm, what they need for Christmas is a bit of luck. They've lost Ryan Pappenhausen and Eli Katoa in the space of a month.
Yeah.
That's really hard to overcome.
The Knights.
No, Warriors.
No, I'm up to the Knights.
You skipped the Warriors.
I'll get to the Warriors. They're down the bottom.
Okay.
This is my order, not your order.
Yeah, I've gone off the ladder. Everything was the same until the Warriors.
Oh, well, I apologise. I'm just
saying.
I just was going through whatever I was going through. I apologise, Jason, for not sticking to the ladder.
You're wrong.
Knights for Ponga to stay fit and to find a forward pack.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Cowboys to get their defence back.
Yep.
Para keep bringing through the young bot players. They'll keep improving.
Yeah, they need for Christmas Mitchell Moses to play at least 75% of the games.
Dragons and find some halves, but I think they've got bigger problems than that.
Yeah, again, the Dragons, what they need for Christmas is to beat Manly to second last.
The Dragons, they're to find some halves, find some forwards, find some backs.
You just said the Dragons twice. Why are you repeating yourself?
No, I did Para.
No, then we did the Dragons.
Souths, less injuries this season.
Yeah, that's easy.
Roosters to improve their recruiting.
I've had a second thought about the Roosters. I think I honestly think they're going to be in there for the grand final.
Yeah, I don't agree.
Yeah, I know, but I just on paper, it's actually a fair team. If they can avoid injuries with the older mainstays, I think they can make a real run of it. Anyway, that's an opinion.
Well, that's changed.
Yeah,
I don't agree. Warriors Metcalf to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And Tigers not to tear themselves apart.
No, too late. We've already done it. Did we miss anyone?
Nope.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay. Yeah.
No one who matters anyway.
No, I think that's right. I think that's very simple for teams actually.
I don't know when we're not running rugby league clubs. It just doesn't make sense.
I told you, you give me a checkbook and I'll run a great club.
Cheat.
Absolutely. All right. NRL teams, NRL coaches in the hot seat.
Todd Payton, Cowboys.
Yeah.
He's contracted to 2026, but if they don't make the finals this year, he will be looking for a new job.
Yeah.
Benji Marshall.
Yep, I agree.
He's contracted to 2027, but if he doesn't make the finals this year, he'll be out the door.
I think the only thing with Benji at the moment is all the rubbish that's going on with the board. If they sack Benji, they'll lose their big name players. They'll walk out the door as well.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, I agree with you with Todd Payton. Todd Payton has too good a roster to finish where they do.
this is sort of a half roughie because there's a lot of new coaches. We had some turnover last year, but Anthony Seabold at Manly,
Yeah, completely agree.
if they go
Busted.
bottom 4 or not in and around, he'll go.
Yep.
And the last bloke, and this is a real roughie, and you won't agree with this, but I reckon Wayne Bennett at South.
No.
If they sell a dweller again, he'll be doing P&G.
No. You know why he's not in trouble is because, quite simply, they performed exceptionally well despite the massive injuries they had. He can coach, mate. I don't care what anyone says. I know everyone says he's getting old and this and that, mate. He's still one of the best coaches in rugby league.
This year it's his team, so they better go better.
No, I think that not only will they will. David Fafita, I expect to have one of the best years of his career because Wayne Bennett will get the most out of him and he'll be absolutely rock hard fit. Mate, I'm going to throw a different name at you because we all know how much I love the Bulldogs. Cameron Ciraldo.
Can't say it at this point.
The reason I say it is I think they overachieved this year.
Beginning of this year.
They overachieved, right? If they come out and don't have the same kind of success and are, towards the bottom, teams are stepping up, they get a few injuries to some key players and they're starting to really struggle, I think he's in trouble.
Agreed.
Because I just think that...
I don't think they'll sack him. I think they'll give him next year. But what's this, year 4 for him or year 3? 4 or 3 or 4?
I think it's 3 this year, 4 next year.
Yeah, if he's not got them firing by the end of the year, that's going to be a problem.
And the only reason I say it because they're giving him everything he needs, like everything they want. I'm sorry, so they give him, they give him every player that they go after. They generally get most of the time. Only missed out on a few names, but still, he's got his front rower. The decision to let go Reid Marnie will be crucial next year.
He only got a 1-year deal, you know that?
Up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I'm surprised with that.
Yeah, I think he's going to go. As I said, I think he's going to have a massive year next year. The thing with this is, you let him go, you need to have a ready-made replacement. Now, if Bailey doesn't turn up to be the hooker they need, if you don't get good service out of your hooker, you're in trouble.
What if Galvin doesn't fire?
Again, same thing.
So he's really swinging them out there. He's swinging for the fences.
So especially when you let some of these players go, you've got to have the players ready to replace. So that's why I think he could be in the hot seat.
Fair enough. That could happen. You'll know by the way that Gould will start coaching the side. But I wonder to a certain degree whether the players that they've brought to the club are players that Gould wanted to bring to the club or players Serrato wanted to bring to the club.
Oh, I think the utilities are Gould. I do think he's brought him in. I think obviously the good players like Kikau and Crichton, Serraldo obviously coached them at Penrith. I think Galvin was purely a Gould decision.
Do you think that what would you rather bring to the club? Would you rather bring ball playing back rowers and locks, have more of them that can take positions in the back line, or have utilities that can't play in the forwards? Or is it a mixture of both?
I think every team needs that one utility on the bench that can come on and play anywhere.
But they've got like 3 of them.
That's what I'm saying. They've got too many, and they sacrifice their actual forward pack who are getting run over towards the end of the game.
I think that's my point. You articulated it way better than I did.
I always do because you struggled to string a sentence together. All right, let's go into the Tigers drama.
I just think, is it the extinction of the Tigers that the West League's board's trying to do? Is that what it's about?
I believe so. I think that, and for people that don't know, that the West Tigers are made up obviously of Balmain and Western Suburbs. From what I understand, that Balmain have no money. They brought nothing to the table other than the name. And West have all the money, and now they have all the positions on the board and a few other independents and that. So most recently, the CEO, Barry Farrell, ex-Premier, from what I understand, an excellent manager, as in like an excellent, what would you call him, like a businessman. He was brilliant in the role. He brought. We had Shane Richardson as a CEO with head of the club. He just resigned the other day. 4 directors have moved on, and from all accounts, it's simply a case of one of the reports out, and I don't know how true it is. One of the reports out was that the directors felt that the West Tigers jersey was too much Balmain, not enough West.
Yeah,
which is so petty and pathetic. But this has been going on for years. Years. Ever since they've come together, this has been going on.
So I look at it a different way, right? If in business, if you've got 51% control of the business, you own that business. You're in control of it.
Yeah, I agree with
right?
that.
My understanding is that the Tigers, the Magpies or the West Magpies, own 90% of the club.
Yeah, they do.
And then they're getting dictated to by a portion of the club that owns 10%.
But this is the problem, Dave. They're treating it as they're two entities, and they're not. They're one.
So
They're a 20-year-old rugby league
does St
club.
George Illawarra have the same?
They don't have the same issue, St George Illawarra.
Right. And
Right.
is that because they chose to work together for their own survival?
It seems that way, right?
Yeah.
Whereas you can't say to me that West own 90%, so they have all the say. No, they are the West Tigers Rugby League Club. They are one club. If you want to say that they're two clubs, then piss off and go back to reserve grade, because that's where West will be and that's where Balmain will be. They'll never come back into the NRL as either.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that in the minds of the people who forked out most of the money to keep it going, they
Yeah, but they're the ones that are stuck in the past of saying we're the West Magpies.
I agree.
So-
I'd say I don't understand why you don't do it for the betterment of
That's
the
right.
club and the fans.
That's right.
Because that's what it's all about.
They've got fans now ringing up the club wanting a refund on their tickets.
Yeah.
People have had enough.
But don't you think that's because the Balmain side of the club has a very good PR type situation, and the West side's a business, so they don't really have the PR that because
maybe.
at the end of the day, I don't think both sides are playing. They're both playing dirty pool.
I just think that whatever sides they are, they just need to grow up and work together. Like,
I couldn't agree with you more.
like it's so ridiculous that now they're saying, I don't know what the end game is for them. Now, as I said, I've said it earlier, and this is from a third party who is within the club, has said that the directors only care about their free Chinese meal in the leagues club with their partners.
How long
every day.
ago was that? Because I've been hearing that story for
5 years.
Yeah, I've been hearing that story for 30 years.
Yeah, so
that's
for
all I
5
care
years,
about.
right? So 5 years ago. It's
But
not that long ago.
I think football clubs are run a lot more professional now than they were 5 years ago.
You think they're much more professional with what's happening today?
Not the West Tigers.
That's what I'm saying.
They're amateur hour.
Then how are they being run more professionally?
But all clubs are run more professionally rather than...
except for the West.
Except for the West
Don't move
Tigers.
closer to me. I'll stab you with this pen.
I'm sorry.
No,
It's coming in for a kiss.
I'm just saying, they're not run professionally. They're not. This club is not run professionally.
But there's no disagreement with that.
Some clubs are not run professionally either. But I'm just saying, like, this club particularly is run poorly. And
What other clubs do you think aren't run professionally?
I think
I'll tell you clubs that do run professionally. The Storm are unbelievable.
the Storm, the Roosters,
the Broncos.
say Parramatta at the moment are running really well. I'd say the
Geez,
Warriors.
they had some problems recently. Like 3 or 4 years ago, Parramatta was shocking.
And now they've come good.
I don't think sacking the coach and going poorly makes it a badly run club. Like teams come in and out,
I
but
think recruitment and your juniors.
I think Newcastle's probably run poorly,
Yeah, I agree with that.
right? St George's run poorly, but for other issues.
Yeah.
Tigers, but the rest of the clubs are run pretty well.
I think Manly's in trouble.
Oh, that's the other one. They're shocking. Them and the West Tigers are the worst run clubs in
So-
the NRL.
But this issue is disappointing because the Tigers actually were hopefully going to start to, you can see some progress with
Well, it was
some of their
green
players.
sprouts, right?
But now it just sets it back. Losing Shane Richardson is huge. Like, the guy knows how to win. He knows rugby league. His exit interview, like the press conference he did, was amazing. The passion he showed for the club, and yet
So why did he walk?
he was pushed.
Oh, really?
There were
I didn't know he got pushed. It was his decision. That's what the media made out.
no. You look at
That's
it.
insanity if they pushed him out the door.
There's been allegations, and whether they're anonymous or not, about his conduct within the club.
Who, Richos?
Yeah.
Wasn't there someone? One of the board members got allegations against him for liking certain sites, allegedly.
Sites and but Richo, they were doing an investigation into his conduct towards other staff and that within the club. Now, the thing I find it hard to believe about that is that this is a man who's been in the game for 30 years and at South Sydney and at other clubs, and these issues have never come up. You're going to tell me now they are?
Yeah, agreed.
But
That's dirty pool, right?
Yeah, it's dirty pool, but this doesn't end unless Volandi's met with...
It's not his job, mate, to get
It is.
involved with a private business.
No, it is. Wrong. Disagree. Because this is affecting the game and the fans. And the reason for it occurring needs to be looked at. Why are they trying to push everyone out and just become and just be West?
So is that the agenda?
That is what my opinion of the agenda is.
Okay.
But again, this is
well, there was a report today that they're trying to push Benji out as well.
If he goes, they'll lose 7 players.
Yeah.
They will. They'll walk.
But if they're under contract, you can't walk.
Yeah, no, a lot of them have clauses in their contract stating that if he's removed, then they can go.
I think that whatever's going on, someone needs to take a deep breath and find some middle ground. But if you're at war, it's like Russia and Ukraine. They can't find middle ground to have a truce. So should they give it away? If they can't, should both sides just be taken out of the competition?
Yeah.
Like if you're going to infight and you're just going to be a shit side, you're not going to
100%.
add any value to the NRL. 100%. Does Volandis go sort it out or get lost?
100%. Mate, he needs to come in because that is exactly what should happen. If the
take their license off and give them to someone else.
If the majority owner is acting in this way for whatever reason, I don't know what their end game is. They haven't spoken about what it is or anything. So I don't know what's going to happen, mate, to be honest with you. It's just a joke. But anyway, it's just...
I can see...
It's very typical of this club, though. It's very typical.
Being a supporter and following a club that's derailing itself from eating itself from within.
Yeah.
And being a follower since you were 5 years old.
Yeah.
It takes a toll, right?
Mate, it does because, as we keep saying, they keep stepping on their own dick.
Yeah.
And it just continually happens. And there is no reason for it. There's no excuse for it. Like, they keep saying, they keep identifying as two different clubs, and they're not. They are, if they're West Tigers, no one would follow them. If they're West Magpies, no one cares. The Magpies are done.
So, West Magpies are Campbelltown, right?
Yep.
How were their crowds compared to Leichhardt?
Oh, they both get the same.
I would have said that, because Leichhardt's a smaller and it looks...
They'll get the same crowds, mate. It's not about the crowd. I mean, you only give them 3 games a year down at Campbelltown.
I was gonna make the point that it doesn't work having 2 home grounds. You actually have 3.
Oh, they got
because you play at a Combank and all that sort of stuff. So how do you have a place that...
But that's the thing. They have all these different issues, yet they still have a fan base that's a strong fan base. They still go terribly in the comp, and they still get fans turning up every game.
The Cowboys game, right?
Yeah.
That was one of the best imagery you could get at a game of football, looking up from one of the boys. I think it was Luluwai scoring a try. He's got his hand in the air, and the whole crowd was orange and black, going berserk. Like that's wonderful for rugby league.
Mate, you watch a game at Leichhardt Oval on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. There is no greater place to be and no better sight. This is what I'm trying to say. This is the West Tigers have built this. This is 20 years of tradition and 20 years of history, and now it's being torn apart again for the same reason it was 5 years ago and the same reason it was 5 years before that. This doesn't end. These people do not let it go.
Why does it affect the playing group so much?
Because it destabilises clubs. So Shane Richardson is the one that goes into negotiations and sells them a dream, right?
Yeah.
And says, this is what we're going to do.
We're back on track. This is why you want to come here.
The next minute he goes, right?
Yeah.
And now they're saying Benji's in a bit of trouble. Now if
they're bringing the bloke from Manly over, apparently.
That's
bringing another
dumbest thing. Like the CEO they had before Richo was Justin Pascoe.
Oh.
For like years.
No, I'm not. This is not a small comment, right? You've got no business.
I've worked in the public sector, mate.
All your life, right?
100%.
You would do a 1,000 times better job than that bloke.
Yes.
Because he was a complete idiot.
Yes.
They gave a bloke that played they still can't get over they gave a bloke that played for the club for 10 years a barbecue.
Yes.
I know that's not a big thing.
But it is. You don't see the Storm doing that. You don't see the Roosters doing that kind of rubbish.
To me, that was more insulting. Give him a watch or give him a keepsake that he can keep forever. Give him a barbecue. Yep. You don't think a bloke that's been on $1.1 million or a lot of money, right? Making hundreds of thousands of dollars, needs a barbecue.
I know, mate.
And he runs up to Bunnings and buys him a barbecue for his present? What a joke.
This is the same guy that just let through the complete... Mate, this is when they had Moses, they had Brooks, Tedesco and Woods coming through their club, and he ballsed it up, and the only player they kept was Luke Brooks.
But how bad does the sacking of Madge Maguire look now?
Mate.
Like it's because
he trained them too hard. Like it's laughable, mate. Like
that was a Pascoe decision to let him go.
Yeah, it was a Pascoe decision. Yeah.
But he doesn't know how to. He's at 1-2 comps now. I will say that the team was mainly put together by Walters.
Yeah, but Walters didn't get him there.
Well, Walters didn't get him to the finals.
So Walters got him there the year before, didn't he?
No.
Yeah.
The year before he got them close, but no cigar.
No, he got them to the grand final. They lost to Penrith.
So how did he get sacked?
Because the next year they were diabolical.
Yeah, they didn't 1 year. Yeah, the year that he got sacked, they didn't make the 8.
Yeah, that's right. So they sacked him.
So they sacked him, which he deserved to.
Yeah, next year.
And then next year they win the comp. He did put together a very good roster.
And they did complain. There was talk about the players saying they were trained too hard until the finals when they go,
bitching
this is all right. Like,
I'll tell you what you got to do. You got to take the boys on a harbour cruise. It works out perfect.
I just want to go home. I
didn't mean to upset you.
Mate,
I interviewed you then. That was very good.
It's just wrong. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, this is the club I love, and this is what they do, mate. If they were to fold and go, mate, I'd be shattered.
Yeah.
But if they keep going like this, I can't follow them anymore. Like, it's anyway. All right.
It's a little bit like my Giants are gone this year, right?
No one cares about your Giants.
Shut up, idiot. But it hurt. It when you completely lose interest and they're making decisions and you don't agree with them and all that sort of stuff. It's hard to back up the next year and watch them get beat again. So if their front office, I'm talking the Tigers now, is not put back together before the start of the year, back them to run last.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
all right, enough of that rubbish. All right, we're moving on. The Tongan medical staff are in hot water for breach notices for what happened with Katoa.
Do you know the severity of these breach notices?
No.
12 months.
Yeah, justified. He's out for 12 months. They should be too.
So the trainers have got a partially worded letter, right? But the medical staff have got cause notices for a breach notice.
Yeah. Mate, they've
got to show cause for the breach notice. I got that wrong. And if they get found that they didn't do their job, which is, if they're issuing breach notices, if they're all legal, they'll have evidence that they didn't follow through with the... So when we talked about it the first time, I was saying it would probably be a procedural thing and no one will get in trouble. They've obviously found that they were negligent.
Mate, he nearly died.
Yes.
He's out for a year if he comes back at all.
Yes.
A year out for them is the least they should get. They should never be allowed near a rugby league field again, in my opinion.
Well, I don't think they will be. I think they'll get there 12 months and you'll never see them again.
Good.
So...
that was just the worst thing I've seen. I'm sorry, in rugby league in terms of player welfare, that was horrific. I
totally agree.
Mate, I found... and look, if it's true that they never were aware of the contact that occurred during the warm-up, okay, if they can prove that, look, we didn't know, fine. If you find out that they did know, that is...
Should be life, right?
Yeah, it should be.
It's that serious that a bloke had a brain injury and can't play for 12 months. It should be life.
Mate. I can't see him coming back, mate, to be honest with you. Not from an injury like that.
Well, who does he sue? Because he was playing international rugby league.
Yeah,
that's not owned by the NRL.
Surely that's an insurance issue.
Yeah, you'd think so too. Yeah.
All right, we've got ex-NRL players in trouble with the courts. We've got
So they're all allegations and not proven in a court of law. I'm just going to put my pretense in there.
They're all before the court, so it's good enough.
What's going on with Wendell Sailor?
Oh, I'm not sure, mate.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you're acting that erratic, I don't know. I think there's more to it than alcohol.
Do you need a tissue?
Mate, I'm just saying. I just think when you're doing that at God knows what time in the early morning, you're in the middle of the street with no shoes on, and you're doing stuff with traffic and that. He was off his head, mate. I think.
And then gets violent.
Then decides to
He
get violent.
gets violent
Mate,
with
I
it.
tell you what, as a cop, you'd be up against it with Dell. The guy's a unit.
Especially if you've seen a couple of girls out to take care of him.
Well, so
Oh, mate, I've got to say, men would struggle as well.
mate,
He's a unit.
He's a unit.
I've got a story about him.
Go.
So, a neighbour of mine in the factory unit where my office is, he was a mad St George supporter. And when they went and did the World Club Challenge, right, they went over as a group with a club. And they were sitting in the stands, and the media approached this bloke and says, "Oh, can you tell us about your trip and all that sort of stuff," right? And before that, Dell was, real friendly with his group and all that sort of stuff. Because this guy did an interview and it didn't happen with Dell, the bloke brushed him for the whole trip. Wouldn't talk to him again. 3 days in, nothing from Dell. He was pissed off that he didn't get the interview. Allegedly, but that's the story.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise
He
me.
didn't get enough media.
The next one, we've got Josh Maguire choking a 5-year-old kid.
You heard about that?
I did hear about it, yeah. What did the 5-year-old do?
That's true. We talk about we should smack him around a little bit.
Mate,
That kid will never play up again. He's got a crash larynx, but,
They reckon he's a really low bloke.
well, obviously.
There's talk of it. There was a story for years ago when he played for...
Alleged story.
No, it was in the paper. Like he tells us, the journo tells a story that when they were in Papua New Guinea and the bus is driving down the road, he holds his jersey out and tries to get the kids to run up to try and then he brings it inside. Like he got the old see how fast we can make these kids run.
Little greyhounds running after the boat.
And it's like, they do say he's a bit of a low bloke, but I don't know him. I don't know any other stories about him other than what I read on the thing. But that's a serious charge, mate. If you want to attack a 5-year-old, someone of his size, his physical,
power.
yeah,
I couldn't fight Josh Maguire off in my best day.
No,
Or Wendell Sailor.
That's a really concerning story, mate. Because that indicates that he's got some serious issues. So I hope the court deals with him appropriately. And now we've got Curtis Scott, DUI. Ran from the scene of a accident and got done for high range. This is probably this guy could be on this podcast because he's dead set a shit human.
Yeah.
He really is. He's an absolute shit person.
Yeah.
He's
Talk about compound your mistakes, right? You fall as a state school, you have an accident, and you run. So you instantly go high range, don't you, if you run from the scene?
If you refuse to do the breathalyzer, you go high range.
So you go, but, mate, seriously, you've been in enough trouble.
Yeah, but
in years gone by.
His whole career is just a mess, mate. He had a great opportunity. He had some issues with the police where he won, which really bothers me that, he was passed out under a tree. The cops turned up and he bunged it on, but the cops did a few things and then they got found to have acted inappropriately and he got off and got a payout. But then it comes out that he was terrorising his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrorising her.
It's good to have it the other way around occasionally.
Fuck it up. But he really is a shit person. So I'm glad that he's now before the court again.
Well, it'll be one of those telltale stories of blokes that ruin their lives.
Oh, yeah.
He'll end up going too far one day.
Yeah, you'd love him. Yeah, you just love him to get his... Anyway, I won't go on.